มสาระความรู้ก่อนใครได้ที่ RSU Wisdom TV ทางระบบทีวีดาวเทียมหรือผ่านแอปพลิเคชัน RSU Wisdom TV ดาวน์โหลดแอปพลิเคชันได้ที่ Google Play และ App Store
Welcome back into ASEAN Interview. A lot of insights ahead with our special guest for this tape.
ครับในช่วงสุดท้ายครับช่วง ASEAN Interview นะครับไปสัมภาษณ์เรื่องราวที่น่าสนใจจะเป็นอะไรติดตามเลยครับ
Russian President Vladimir Putin and the leaders of ASEAN states meet in the resort city of Sochi. Russian President Vladimir Putin and the leaders of 10 Asian states started on Friday, May 20th, in a plenary meeting of the ASEAN Summit in the resort city of Sochi. The Kremlin has seized on the visit by Southeast Asian leaders for a summit as an opportunity to show Russia still has friends on the international stage, despite being cold-shouldered by the West over the conflict in Ukraine. Russia has had few chances to host major international gatherings since Western sanctions were imposed, so there had been considerable fanfare around this week's summit with members of ASEAN. While the formal agenda of the two-day summit that ends on Friday has focused on building Russia's ties with ASEAN, such as Vietnam, Thailand, and Myanmar, it's also been conducted with an eye on the United States and Europe. ASEAN members range from emerging market powerhouse Indonesia to wealthy city-state Singapore, but the grouping includes Asia's economic giants, China, Japan, and India. Channel One television station, which echoes the Kremlin line, alleged that the U.S. government had tried to dissuade some ASEAN heads of government, in particular those from the Philippines and Malaysia, from traveling to Sochi, but that they snubbed Washington and came anyway. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday, May 19th, welcomed the leaders of ASEAN countries to a summit held in the Black Sea resort of Sochi. Putin also held separate meetings with several heads of ASEAN states, including Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen, Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, and Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyen Tuan Phuc, on the sidelines of the summit to discuss bilateral relations. The summit's official website says the aggregate turnover of commodities between Russia and ASEAN members in 2014 equaled $22.5 billion. The summit in Sochi is the third meeting between Russia and representatives of ASEAN member states. The previous two were held in 2005 and 2010 in Kuala Lumpur and Hanoi, respectively. Russia has been pushing for ties with Asia after Western sanctions imposed on Moscow for its role in the Ukraine crisis curbed access to many foreign financial markets. China always supports the freedom of navigation in the South China Sea but is opposed to any freedom of wanton navigation in the region, according to a Chinese military official in Vientiane, Laos on Wednesday. Director of the Office for International Military Cooperation of China's Central Military Commission, Guan Yufei, made remarks after the ASEAN-China Defense Ministers' informal meeting attended by Chinese Defense Minister Chang Wanquan. Guan said that South China Sea issue was touched upon during an earlier meeting of ASEAN defense ministers and is also mentioned in the joint statement released after the meeting.
因为南海不是中国和东盟的问题，所以这个并不是10加1会的主题。多数国家呢对这个南海问题呢反应态度是客观的，而且愿意呢通过和平谈判的方式，特别是这个当事国谈判协商方式呢予以解决。加强这个有关方面的沟通、协调对话，共同来维护这个南海的和平稳定。
China has made a clear response to some countries' concerns over the South China Sea issue during the 10+1 meeting. The issue has two major points. The first one is about freedom of navigation. Minister Chang pointed out during last year's 10+8 meeting that the issue of navigation freedom is actually a pseudo-proposition. The freedom of navigation has never been a question in the South China Sea in the past, and it's neither a question at present. If it becomes a question in the future, then definitely China should not be to blame. This is according to Guan. Guan also noted that China is against the wanton behaviors of certain countries in the South China Sea.
一个呢，如果按照国际法赋予的这种航行自由和飞越自由呢，中方是坚决支持也坚决维护的。但第二点，如果是像美国通过军舰、飞机采取那种横行自由，那我们是坚决反对，它没有任何法律依据，它是横行自由这一点区分是非常明显的，性质截然不同。所以呢，这个我们也是希望有关国家不要打着这个航行自由的旗号去损害一个国家的主权和安全。
And those were our insights into the ASEAN community's progress with Russia over the past recent years.
ครับนั่นก็เป็นเรื่องราวการอัปเดตนะครับข้อมูลโดยเฉพาะยิ่งเรื่องของการดำเนินความสัมพันธ์ของภูมิภาคอาเซียนเราครับ
And that wraps up ASEAN Challenge this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again very soon next week. For now, สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ